Hi, in today's video we'll see about the Oracle null functions. So in Oracle we have four types of functions to handle the null values. The first one is NVL, and the second one is NVL2, and the third one is COALESCE, and the fourth one is nullif. So these are the four functions used to handle the null values. So before that we'll see what is null and how the null values are getting inserted to the database. So in general, a null is something like blank value or a field with no value. So we'll have some column names, but while updating or inserting, it will be blank or zero. Not zero, it will be blank or empty. So now let's try to see like how the null values are getting inserted. So then we'll see how to handle the null values. So for that, I'll create a dummy table to show how the null values are getting inserted to the database table. So I created a table called null underscore test, and I'll insert some records. So insert into the table name, then values, and I'm just leaving it as blank. So when you insert this kind of blank values, when you query the table, it will show as null. So you can see as null. And the second scenario is when you're not specifying the column name. So you have some two columns, and only for the first column you are inserting the values. And if you're not specifying the column names, even in that scenario, a null value will be uh, inserted. So one more row got inserted. Sorry, okay, the null underscore test. So now you can see two values here. In both the scenarios, null values got inserted. So this is how the null values will get inserted to the database table, a field with no value. So that is by definition. So to handle this, we have the functions called NVL, NVL2, the coils and the nullif. So these are the four functions. And now by definition, we'll see what is NVL function. The NVL function allows you to replace null value with a default value. If the value in the first parameter is null, only if the first parameter is null, then the function returns the value in the second parameter. If the first parameter is value, then it will not display any values. So this is by definition. Now let's see in SQL Developer how it works. So already, I have written the query for that. For NVL, okay. Before that, I'll show you the data set. So in the employee table, we have a commission column. Commission column is null for few employees, and for few employees, they have the commission and commission percentage. Mm, For employee is Steven, he doesn't have any commission. His commission is null. And for John, he has a commission of 0.4. So now we need to uh, give the monthly salary based on the commission. So his monthly salary would be commission salary into commission, and he'll have some new salary. So now let's see how it works. But before applying the NVL, so wherever I see null, I just need to replace that with 0. So what we'll do is select, first we select the commission column, commission, then apply NVL2. This is the syntax, and then for which column you are going to apply the function, just type that column name. So here we are going to do with NVL and type the value which you want to replace. So whenever the commission is null, you want to replace that with 0. Now if you see the out, wherever the commission is null, we are replacing that with 0. And wherever the commission has actual value, the actual values are getting displayed. So if you see the definition, if the value in the first parameter is null, then the second parameter is displayed. If the first parameter has values, then it will display the actual value. So if it is null, display 0. If it is actual value, then display the actual value. Now, as I told, the second example is so what we do is we display the salary, then wherever it is commission is null, just displaying 0. And for the commission part, so we are just calculating the monthly salary. So salary into 1 plus salary into commission. See, if his commission is 0, then he'll get the monthly salary same, 24,000. So wherever it is 0, it is same. So just we calculate salary into the NVL function. So this is to calculate the commission part. And if you see for this employees, his salary was 14,000, then we calculate into 0.4. Now even his monthly salary is 19,600. So if it is 0, his monthly salary will be same. So for using this kind of functions NVL will be useful. Then so NVL function will take two parameters. Now we'll see the second function which is NVL2. So in NVL2 it will take three parameters: expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3. This is NVL. Okay. So the NVL by definition the NVL function 2 accepts three parameters. If the first parameter is not null, it returns the value in the second parameter, and if the first parameter value is null, it returns the third parameter. So this looks something similar to the case statement. If you see here, the expression 1 is a source value that might contain null, then the expression 2 value is returned if the expression is not null. Okay. So in simple words, you can consider the case statement or if condition. If so, how it looks is if the expression 1 is null, then expression 3 will be displayed, else expression 2. See, that's what by definition it tells. If the expression is a source value that contain null, expression 2 is a value returned if expression is no. Okay. So this is something like if statement example. Now let's see how it works in SQL developer. So what we do is first we'll apply simple function. Similarly, commission, the function name and the column name, and if it is null, so I'll just show you that. So what happens if it is null? Display the second parameter. So if this is null, then display this one. If it is not null, then display expression 2. See, the commission is null. For that, we are displaying it as 2. And if it has value, then we are displaying it as 1. So this is same as if else, but in the opposite direction. The first the else part will be displayed. This is the else part, and this is the actual if condition. So now what we'll do, right? We have applied one more condition. So we are displaying the employee name, salary, and the commission. So what we do? So in the commission part, if commission is null, then he'll get only salary. If the commission is not null, he'll get both salary and commission. Now let's run this one. Seeking. So here his commission is null, so he'll get only salary. And if you see for the result, he has a commission, so he'll get salary plus commission. So that is use of NVL. So it will evaluate, it will take three parameters. So in NVL, it took only two parameters, only I mean the actual value and the replaced value. In NVL2 it takes three parameters. So based on the condition, it will display whether to display the expression 2 or expression 3 depends. Similarly, case condition or if condition. And the third one is COALESCE function. So this was introduced in Oracle 9i. So it accepts two or more parameters and return the first non-null not null value in the list. If all the parameters contains null value, it returns null value. So what it will do is, it is similarly case function. So when the expression 1 is not null, it will display expression 1. If expression 1 is null, then it will display expression 2. Even if expression 2 is null, it will go for expression 3. So it will go on like that. For that, a simple example is what we'll do is, we'll go for this employee table itself. So first, when we'll see the commission part itself, so we'll take the last name and the function name and the commission. So if the commission is null, you'll get the salary. Even if the salary is null, we'll give some default value, some 100 rupees. He'll get some 100 rupees as a commission. Okay. So we'll take a number of it will take more than two parameters. So it will check the condition. If it is null, it will go for salary column. If salary is null, it will go for third column. If in the first condition itself, if we get the value, it will not go for the second columns. So one more example, we'll see the employee table. If you see this row, the manager ID is null. So what we'll do, right? We'll apply the function name. So first we'll try to display the manager ID. If manager ID is null, it should get this employee ID itself. I mean, if the manager ID is null, then it should employee ID should come in this place. So employee ID employee table. See, so initially the employee will display employee ID also. See employee ID and manager ID. So manager ID is null. It will display the employee ID column. So it will display the not null value, the first not null value. So this is about the COALESCE function, and the last one is null if. So it will take two parameters and it will contain two expression. If both are equal, the output would be null, and if they're not equal, the function returns the first expression. So now let's see that. Mm, So for that, again we're taking the employee tables. So we're taking the length of length first name length as the expression 1 and length of last name as expression 2, and we are applying null if function for the first name and last name. So if these two are equal, the result would be null. See on I will display the names also. First name, here the first name is Steven and the second name is King. So it's not matching. The result is 6. It will display the first value if you see with definition. If they're not equal, the function returns the first expression. So it will display the first expression. If you see here, the row fifth, so the first name and last names are equal. So the result is null. If both the values are equal, then it will display null value. So it's used for the comparison parameter. Now coming to the differences between or the during the performance thing. In some cases, NULL function is a bit faster than the COALESCE functions because uh, what happens when the COALESCE function is faster because whenever you see some value here, if the first expression is true, it will not value the second function. It will not even look up here. Actually, you got the value here itself, but in NVL, even though if the value is null, it will try to evaluate this function. So these are the four main functions used in Oracle to handle the null values. Yeah, thank you.